Ganesha Goes Green by Lakshmi Tajamani. Read to you today by Gammy. Prima breathed in deep, inhaling the sweet smells of incense and jasmine in the air. The market bustled with crowds shopping for Ganesha statues, paper umbrellas, and mango leaf decorations for the upcoming Ganesha Chaturthi festival. Everyone came together to celebrate Ganesha, the elephant-headed Hindu god of new beginnings. They fasted, chanted prayers, and offered coconut jaggery dumplings. At the end of the festival, they placed Ganesha statues in the river. But every year, the painted plaster statues fell apart, choking the city's river, harming its fish and polluting the water that fed the crops and the people. The chemicals in the paints made Prima's mother sick and unable to work or afford living in the city, forcing them to move to the village. On her way to fetch water, Prima stopped by a statue shop and asked, "Do your statues harm the river?" "My statues are beautiful, not harmful," the statue seller scowled. "Newspapers print nonsense." Shaking her head, Prima just walked away. Meandering through the market, she reached the riverbank. The river shone like a sea of sparkly jewels. Prima stepped into it. Her bare feet sank into the smooth, silky earth. The cool clay gave her an idea. Clay was costly and scarce in the city, but the village had plenty, right beneath their feet. She filled a bucket with dry clay and hurried towards home. On her way back, she ran into her friends. "We're going to the temple to get payasam and prasadam. Want to join us?" her best friend Manny asked. Every day, the priests offered sweet payasam and prasadam to Ganesha in worship and distributed them to the devotees after prayer. Prima's tongue tingled at the tempting thought of the warm, sugary pudding melting in her mouth. "Maybe later," Prima replied, feeling the weight of the clay in her bucket. "I have to work on a very important project first." Back home, Prima imagined how her Ganesha would look. She made 2 balls and set one on top of the other. Plop! The slippery clay didn't hold its shape. "My Ganesha looks nothing like the others," she thought. She tried again, this time drying the clay to harden it, but her hands couldn't create what her mind had pictured. Remembering that Ganesha was the Lord of removing obstacles, she said a quiet prayer. Prima studied a painting of Ganesha, then rolled 2 spears, one for Ganesha's head and the other for his body. She shaped logs for his trunk and hands and legs. Then she added flaps for his ears and a crown for his head. Finally, Prima sat back and smiled at her work. "Amma, see what I made?" Prima showed the statue to her mother. "It's natural and unique. If only everyone had one," Amma sighed. Encouraged, Prima collected and prepared more clay. She sculpted another Ganesha, and another, and another. But there were too many Ganeshas to make, and only one Prima. "Are you making statues for the entire village?" the statue seller taunted. "Clay statues can crack. Nobody will want them for prayers." People flooded the statue seller's shop to buy plaster statues. Prima's eyes swelled with tears. "I can patch my clay statues if they crack, but my few statues won't be enough to keep the river clean," she thought. "If only I had 4 hands like Ganesha, I could make more statues faster." Temple bells gonged in melodic rhythms. Prima dashed to meet Mani. "You made this? All by yourself?" Mani asked. "I haven't seen any like it at the market. It's small and will dissolve without poisoning the water. I can't let another river become polluted and make people sick like Amma," Prima said. "But I can't make a difference all by myself." Mani smiled. "Maybe not, but together we can. Will you help me make a statue?" Their friends, Ravi, Kumari, Amir, Noor, and Deepa crowded around. "That looks like fun," they chorused. "And they're natural and safe for the river," Prima and Mani replied. "Can you teach us?" "Sure." As Prima and Mani collected more clay and water, Ravi set up a makeshift statue-making stand using old wooden boxes. Kumari and Noor gathered seeds for the statue's eyes. For decoration, Deepa and Amir made leaf umbrellas and garland from cactus flowers and Bermuda grass. Prima chanted, Ganesha goes green. Let's keep our river clean. More kids flocked to learn from Prima and her friends. The children got busy teaching each other and making statues, painting them with natural dyes and decorating them with flowers, grass, and leaves. Over the next few days, the village celebrated Ganesha Chaturthi. At the end of the festival, dancing to drum beats, Prima joined a singing sea of people taking their statues to the river. Most people brought plaster statues, but Mani, Ravi, Amir, Kamari, Deepa, and Noor, and all their other friends carried clay ones. Ganesha goes green. Let's keep the river clean, they cheered. Your statues are the talk of the village, Mani's dad said. I must admit, your statues are a hit, the statue seller said. But we can maybe team up next year and make more? Prima's heart overflowed with happiness. The river glistened like a golden ribbon in the sunlight. As Prima stepped into the river, the cool clay tickled her bare feet. She placed her Ganesha in the water. People chanted, Come again soon, Ganesha. Prima whispered to the river, We'll take care of you. She watched her statue become one with the water and the earth. The end. Take a second to read all about Ganesha Chaturthi. Make your own earth-friendly statue. We have so much more to learn. Be blessed.